The motorcycle world has always been a beautiful mix of heritage and innovation, where old-school charm often meets futuristic engineering, and Suzuki, a brand with decades of iconic motorcycles under its belt, has decided to tap into that nostalgia while offering something fresh for modern riders. The 2026 Suzuki GS400 Neo Retro is exactly that, a bike that pays tribute to Suzuki's legendary GS lineup from the late 1970s and early 1980s while embracing the latest in technology, design, and performance. Today, we're diving deep into every aspect of this machine, from its design and features to the way it performs on the road, and whether it deserves a spot in your garage. The Suzuki GS400 Neo Retro carries the soul of the original GS series, especially the GS400 that made waves back in the late 70s for being reliable, stylish, and a bike that new riders could fall in love with. But this 2026 version isn't just a re-release of an old design. Suzuki has modernized every inch of this motorcycle, blending retro styling cues with cutting-edge engineering. At first glance, the bike immediately stands out because of its timeless design language. The round LED headlamp encased in a brushed metal bezel, the sculpted fuel tank with retro-inspired paint schemes, and the flat yet slightly contoured seat all give off a vintage vibe. Yet, the fit and finish are modern, with premium materials, hidden cabling, and subtle digital touches that enhance its aesthetics. One of the first things you notice about the GS400 Neo Retro is its stance. It's compact yet muscular, exuding confidence without feeling intimidating. The dual rear shocks, reminiscent of classic setups, are fully adjustable and provide modern comfort. The spoked wheels give that old-school cafe copyright trace aurora, but instead of tube tires, Suzuki has cleverly integrated tubeless radial tires, offering safety and convenience without breaking the retro appeal. Chrome detailing is used sparingly, enough to catch the eye but not so much that it looks flashy. The overall look is classy, mature, and nostalgic, perfectly balanced for riders who want to celebrate the past without sacrificing the present. When it comes to performance, the GS400 Neo Retro truly shines. Suzuki has equipped it with a 399cc parallel twin engine that has been refined for 2026 with liquid cooling, fuel injection, and ride-by-wire throttle. The engine pumps out around 46 horsepower and 38 Nm of torque, which might not sound earth-shattering compared to some modern middleweights, but in practice, it delivers smooth, linear power that makes it an absolute joy to ride. The throttle response is crisp, and the engine revs freely, echoing the character of the original GS400 while feeling much more refined. It's not just about speed here, it's about the character, the way the bike communicates with the rider, and the way it encourages you to take the long route home just to enjoy the ride. On city streets, the GS400 Neo Retro feels nimble and well-balanced. The upright riding posture, slightly rear-set footpegs, and wide handlebar provide excellent control. Filtering through traffic feels natural, and the clutch action is light enough to avoid fatigue in stop-and-go conditions. Out on the highways, the bike comfortably cruises at 100 to 120 km per hour, with enough power in reserve for overtaking. It's not a highway rocket, but it was never designed to be one. Instead, it's the kind of bike that makes every ride engaging, whether you're commuting, heading out for a weekend ride, or carving through some winding roads. Handling is another area where Suzuki has clearly worked hard. The steel trellis frame has been engineered for rigidity without adding unnecessary weight. The bike tips the scales at around 175 kilograms, making it approachable for newer riders while still offering enough substance for seasoned bikers to enjoy. Suspension duties are handled by telescopic forks at the front and twin adjustable shocks at the rear. The setup is tuned for comfort but has just enough firmness to keep the bike stable in corners. You can lean it confidently, and the grip from the modern radial tires inspires trust. Braking performance is strong, too, with dual disc brakes at the front, a single disc at the rear, and dual-channel ABS as standard. For 2026, Suzuki has even added cornering ABS, which is a welcome safety feature. especially for riders who may want to push their bike harder on twisty roads. Technology has been smartly integrated into the GS400 Neo Retro. While the styling is retro, Suzuki hasn't ignored modern needs. The instrument cluster is a perfect example of this blend. It looks like a pair of classic round analog gauges, but inside, you'll find a digital LCD insert that displays essential information like gear position, fuel range, and riding modes. Yes, Suzuki has given this bike selectable riding modes, allowing riders to switch between eco, road, and sport settings. Traction control is also included, with multiple levels of intervention, giving riders peace of mind in different conditions. LED lighting all around ensures visibility while maintaining that classic circular headlight look. USB-C charging ports, Bluetooth connectivity, and turn-by-turn navigation are also available through the Suzuki Ride Connect app, making this retro-looking bike surprisingly modern under the skin. Comfort is another highlight. The seat height is a manageable 790 mm, making it accessible for riders of different heights. The cushioning is plush enough for longer rides, and the ergonomics are spot on. Suzuki has designed the GS400 Neo Retro to be a bike you can ride daily without discomfort, while still being stylish enough to turn heads at weekend cafe copyright stops. Passenger comfort is also considered, with a decently padded rear seat and grab rails. Now let's talk about pricing, because that's often the deciding factor for many riders. The 2026 Suzuki GS400 Neo Retro is priced competitively at around $6,500 to $7,000 in global markets, which positions it attractively against rivals like the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650, Honda CB350, and Yamaha XSR range. While it may not have the outright power of some of these bikes, it makes up for it with a perfect balance of character, usability, and modern features. Suzuki is clearly aiming this motorcycle at riders who want something stylish, practical, and affordably without sacrificing quality. The unique selling points of the GS400 Neo Retro are clear. First, it's a true blend of old and new, a faithful retro styling backed by modern performance and safety. Second, it's approachable and versatile, suitable for both new riders and experienced bikers who want something light and fun. Third, Suzuki has priced it sensibly, making it one of the most accessible neo-retro bikes in the market. And lastly, it carries the GS heritage, which adds a layer of emotional value. For enthusiasts who know the history, riding this bike feels like riding a piece of Suzuki's past brought back to life in the present. Of course, no bike is perfect, and it's worth mentioning that the GS400 Neo Retro isn't designed for riders seeking blistering speed or long-distance touring comfort. If you want a bike purely for highway dominance, there are better options. If you're after long-haul touring with lots of luggage capacity, adventure bikes might suit you better. But if you want a motorcycle that makes every ride feel special, that turns heads with its design, and that connects you emotionally with the machine, then this Suzuki delivers in spades. So, who exactly is the GS400 Neo Retro for? It's perfect for urban commuters who want a stylish, reliable ride. It's ideal for weekend warriors who love cafe copyright style aesthetics but still demand modern reliability. And it's a great option for younger riders stepping up from a smaller bike, or older riders who remember the original GS series and want a modern throwback without the headaches of maintaining an old classic. At the end of the day, the 2026 Suzuki GS400 Neo Retro proves that motorcycling is not just about numbers on a spec sheet. It's about the experience, the connection, and the emotions a bike can evoke. Suzuki has managed to craft a motorcycle that feels timeless, both familiar and fresh at the same time. It's not just another retro-styled bike, it's a respectful nod to the past with both wheels planted firmly in the present. And for many riders out there, that balance is exactly what makes it so appealing. So if you've been searching for a motorcycle that blends nostalgia with everyday practicality, that delivers character without compromise, and that makes you smile every time you twist the throttle, the Suzuki GS400 Neo Retro might just be the bike you've been waiting for.